A very good Tuesday morning. Thanks for clicking on to Vogan's European Outlook. We're going to look at the next few days. Just today, I think in the last couple of videos I've spent quite a bit of time talking about the strat warming and the potential response that we're waiting on towards the end of the month here. But today I want to look more at the day-to-day weather, because we've got a couple of interesting things coming up over the next 24 hours. We've got a potential snowmaker coming in, cold air draining south over the British Isles as we speak. In fact, at one point last night we've seen 10 Celsius and rain in Perth, while 60 miles to the north in Aviemore it was snowing and 0 Celsius, so a big contrast in temperature. That contrast is continuing to press south. We've got still 10s and 12s across southern portions of the British Isles, but go up to eastern England where it's more sunshine, and we're seeing temperatures struggling 3-4 degrees at the very best here. The frontal system responsible for bringing and reintroducing colder air will in fact kind of reach a certain point south, and then it will start to pivot back northwards. And the GFS is somewhat less enthusiastic when it comes to snow potential, whereas the ECMWF is a lot more bullish on bringing a fairly significant snow event to central and eastern portions of more northern Britain during the course of tomorrow. So let's look at initially at the GFS. You can see here that we skip through the sequence here. That feature comes back up in from the southwest. It bumps into the cold air. As you can see here, the snow is very confined to just eastern parts of very far eastern parts of England, and indeed across central and eastern Scotland here. Not a huge amount of snow with this, so the modelling is not seeing as much cold with this system as it bumps into the British Isles here. But interestingly enough, it also has another feature coming in, and this, the GFS, is more bullish on bringing a fairly significant snowfall across the British Isles. As you can see here, this is at the 3 o'clock Saturday morning here, and it brings a fairly substantial snowfall. Looking at the ECMWF, this is what I'm talking about here. We've got a much more wintry solution to the model here. Here in comes the frontal system, and you can see here that the snow breaks out a lot more heavily across central and eastern parts of the British Isles. So a more significant snowfall, not just primarily over high ground where we could see 5 to 10 centimetres, but also down to even low levels, even near sea level. We could for a time see some transient snowfall before that system clears out. But you notice here it kind of there's a hang back here in the precipitation and the wintry precipitation over the British Isles before that frontal system clears out. And then of course the secondary feature comes in, but the ECMWF is nowhere near as bullish with that as the GFS is, which is quite interesting here. Looking at the snow potential, let's go back to the GFS, and you can see here that we have got less snowfall with this. Let's have a quick look if I can pull up the right chart here. You can see here, of course, the snowfall. Let's go back. Help if I go back to the right time frame. So this is during the course of today. Of course, we've had a lot of snow melt with the milder conditions over the last 24 hours before the cooler air has come back in from the north. But you notice here as I skip through the sequence here, generally it's a high ground snow feature. Really, it's nothing particularly exciting here as we go forward. And then when the model does indicate more significant snow, that is associated with the Saturday system coming up this weekend here. Let's have a quick look at the ECMWF. You can see here that it is more bullish on the front running system tomorrow across central and eastern parts of the British Isles. Notice here it does indicate a decent snow accumulation through the course of the second half of tomorrow, as that precipitation bumps into the colder air once again. So it's quite interesting. Then as it skips through in the weekend here, it doesn't see, in fact it sees snow melt as opposed to snow accumulation, because what the ECMWF is picking up on is a milder air mass coming in, either sitting over the British Isles or actually is pulling in milder air, generally speaking here. but nonetheless, I would probably lean more towards the ECMWF with the more significant snow tomorrow, less so over the course of the weekend here. So that's it for today. It's short and sweet. Do check out marphoneweather.com for any latest information as well, but I will have more on the longer range in the next video coming up either tomorrow or the next day. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.